should be very disarming that being ourselves reality, the greatest mystery seems to be reality wanting to attain reality. Now, of course, that would make absolutely no sense to reality. It's quote unquote Paul wanting to attain reality. It makes a lot of sense to Paul. Thank God there is no, yeah. So Paul wanting to attain reality is what's noticed, and you see that obviously, therefore, that Paul can't be what you are because let's rely on the Godfather of duality being ourselves reality. And being ourselves reality isn't like, being peaceful in a conditional circumstance where everything is controlled and stuff. Yeah, and there's ambient music and the lighting is soft and everyone is saying yes to whatever you're saying. That, yeah, no, we're talking being, which is a internal, eternal verb. Yeah, there wasn't, yeah, there's just being ad infinitum that way, ad infinitum this way. This is the assumption. Now, you may agree with that or not, but maybe you're open to being uh, led to that point and then maybe seeing from that point what you used to look from. Yeah. Let's hope. And this faith is so strong. I'll come here over and over and over and over and over again. Yeah. Because I don't believe if this, that's not you. Yeah. You see, mm, you see time in a different light. So there's not any longing or yearning, yes, or yeah, there's just a dog shit awareness in a way. And you get a sense of being reality by seeing what you're not. Yeah. So the sense of being reality right now is the awareness of what you're not. That's sort of the meat of this message. Yeah. And then we describe the describable. So you can describe that there seems to be an event called conscious contact. So consciousness has contact with things. Yeah. And the consciousness seems to be filtered through five senses. So our contact with things are based on seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, touching. Yeah. And then Buddhism would add a sixth sense gate, which is noticing thoughts and feelings and perceptions. Yes. So that is like the lighting of the event. And now the consciousness in contact gets neutered completely by the mental state because the mental state claims to be the one that's conscious. So now consciousness isn't noticed. It's you as a body that's noticed. And now you're the one who's in contact, and you can become more conscious, or on the other dualistic coin, you can be less conscious, which is where most people go to. Yeah. To the point where they believe they're out of the moment, which is the only moment of conscious contact. It's a the there's no past conscious contact. There's conscious contact, and then the head runs a story about the past. Yeah. But conscious contact is really the essence of here and now. Yeah. What emphasizes a here and a now is conscious contact. So let the games begin, so to speak. So it takes off from there. Yeah. Now, the conscious contact is quickly neutered by the claiming of it by the head. Yeah. And now the head says, I'm the one who's seeing. I'm the one who's hearing. I'm the one who's feeling. I'm the one who's tasting, and I'm the one who's touching. And never touched again, this whole idea. It just gets rooted imaginarily, and there's which comes first, the seeing or the seer, the hearing or the hearer, the feeling or the feeler, the tasting or the taster, the thinking or the thinker. Which comes first? From the head's point of view, the thinker comes before thoughts. Yeah. The seer comes before the seeing. The hearer comes before the hearing. The feeler comes before the feeling. Guess what? That's not correct. Guess what? For it seemed to be correct, you have to sort of become unconscious of the living event and to be super conscious of an interpretation of that event. Yes? Yeah. So now, in the interpretation, which is playing all day, you are not this, you're like the radio, you're not the station. Yes. There's a station playing through the radio that the radio thinks it's station, but it isn't. It's unclear channel. It's playing through all of as radios, and yes, it's like the golden oldies just keep spinning. It just goes round and round and round and round and round, and you can't get out of what you're not in. Try to tell someone that. It's very difficult. You can't get into what you're not out of. Try to tell someone that. It's because the getting out of what you're not in and the getting into what you're not out is the life breath of the interpretation, really. Yes? I'm moved, and if you were never in, if you were never in something, do you believe an imaginary out could be presented as the bigger in? Yes. The desire to get out is the bigger in. This is a bizarro world. Out is in and in is out. When you're trying to get out of self, at that moment, there's a deep belief you're in self. Yes. It's out of what you're not in. Tell me. Now, you could probably, maybe you have a master's in philosophy. Maybe you're a great devotee to something. The only thing I could compare it with in my life is devotion to drug use. Now, my drug use, my devotion to cocaine, I would measure up against Hanuman, all the great devotees of Raman, the Ramana, all of them, Krishna, everyone. I would put up my drug addiction desire, devotion right up there. And I'm telling you, you can't get out of what you're not in. Yeah. And so if you spend a lot of time trying to get out, that's the biggest in. Yeah. So how do you get out of what you're not in? Not through any movement whatsoever. Yeah. Any movement is verifying the in that you're not in. Yeah. It's a very disarming message because there's nothing necessary to be out of what you're not in. It just there's no nothing is necessary. It's like a The in is us trying to get out. Yeah. Hmm. And the true out, we've never been in. Yeah. So, uh, so if you just go up to your head or the head and present the idea of seeing, seer, see, hearing, hearer, feeling, feeler, taster, uh, tasting, taster, it's going to auto correct. If you go up there, it's going to auto correct and it's going to put the seer first and then the seeing, the hearer first and then the hearer. Yes? The feeling, I mean, the hearer first and then the hearing. Yeah? It's going to switch around. So you come in with this idea, the seeing, yeah, and then the claiming of the seeing and then the seer. You bring it to the head, it auto corrects. And now it's the seer. Yeah? That's doing the seeing. Why would you want to believe you can change that programming? You can't produce still, you can't use activity to produce stillness. That would be activity. Yeah. What are you going to do? Nothing. What's going to be revealed? Just enough. For what? For you to travel a little lighter every day. And a little lighter every day goes a long way. Yes. In your subjective experience, it's quite fucking valuable. A little relief, like these people now, they're microdosing shit. So you're gonna microdose relief. All day, you're gonna have some relief that's going to produce completely different effects. Yeah. And then you come here to be reminded of it. You get a free sample. The spiritual pharmacy is always open on Tuesday. You come in 4:30 Pacific time. You get a free dose. You get microdosed with a little, maybe instead of 50s, it's 100. You get a little amped up, and there you go. And continue on with the week. Wait a minute. I need a reminder. I need a reminder to have the cart, to have the horse in front of the cart. Okay. All right. Seeing, seer. Okay. Let's go in the head. See if it got it yet. Seer, seeing. Wait a minute. All right. Seeing, seer. Bring it up. Seer, seeing. One more time. I'm going to chant it for like 12 hours. Seeing, seer. Seeing, seer. Seeing, seer. We're going to take a break. Seer, seeing. When do you get it? It's mechanical. It's mechanical. It doesn't have the option of changing its opinion. It may mimic as if it's changed its opinion, but it hasn't changed its opinion. Yeah. It can talk like a human, but if you still a parrot, yes? It sounds like a human. If you didn't see, I'm going to use a day. Just let me get the horse in front of me. You produce a freedom from the defected. Yes. If being ourselves reality, when we are being still, let's just, you want to mimic it physically, but being still, being ourselves reality, the greatest mystery, get ready, because there's going to be the flock is going to be unleashed. The greatest mystery, just look up, just gaze in the sky, in the mind sky. The greatest mystery, get it ready, is reality want to entertain reality. Be still, okay? And then suddenly they take off. What do? You are aware of it, but now there's a you say something or you feel something, not just the awareness. I'm not that. Yes, it's like this is like kindergarten logic. The statement is being ourselves reality. That means there's no exemption. You have a stomach ache, or you were nasty to your significant other, or you cheated or something. It doesn't matter. Being ourselves reality, the greatest mystery is reality wanting to attain reality. All right, just sit there. Like maybe like this. Suddenly, I gotta do something. And every that thing that has your flag, your brand on it, your flag on its flagship thing is not you. Yes? Every time the flock takes off, when you witness the birds in the flock, you disown the birds. Now, you don't have to disown every bird that's ever been birding. You disown a couple of birds and something changes. Yeah. The scale tips. Yes. And now you're leaning on the being ourselves reality side, then leaning into reality wanting to attain reality. Yes. That's it. And lightness begets lightness, relief begets relief, traveling lighter begets more traveling lighter. Yeah. Yeah. If you believe that something is leaning the other way, yeah, it's not, but you believe it, come to satsang. Sit underneath this influence, and there you go. Yeah. And then people will notice certain things when they come to satsang. They had a question, they forgot it in the satsang, and they seem to have gotten the answer without asking any question. You're on to something. Yes. This is a new way of transferring and communicating information. Yeah. Different than the head. And it's going to be different than the head. Yeah, it is. When the head says this is going to demand so much of me, it's demanding nothing from you. Yeah. Yeah. So, basis being ourselves reality is the basis of the message of non duality. Being ourselves reality. The big, like, crypticness of non duality is the greatest mystery is reality wanting to attain reality. Yeah. And so something that was so obvious that obviously would never need to be needed is needed. Yes. So we can't use affirmation. It doesn't work, but negation does. Yeah. So we don't, as Kathleen and Paul, start chanting that we are reality, we are reality. No, we just see what's not reality. Yeah. And after we start seeing what's not reality, there's a feeling I'm looking from, quote unquote, here it comes, reality. It is. And now you've had, like, what's that movie, Encounter of the Third Kind? You've had an encounter of the first kind, right? You've now saw what you used to look from. You saw it. You became aware of it instead of starting to become aware as it. You become aware of it. Yeah. And then its main hook drops out, which is it's you. It's so important to it that when it presents its ideas, that they're taken to be your ideas, because you would say no to its ideas probably. Oh, then your ideas, you'll probably fucking follow it. Yeah. So the and then there's not a moment where it's giving you a rest so you can go to great battle with the gargantuan obstacle. No, it seems to be a state of disarming. Yeah, like all the time. You live in a state of disarmed, pretty much. Yeah. The head's always calling for, we got to vanquish that, kill this, change that, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, you just sort of, yeah. Uh, it's worked. The action figure obviously is being molded by time and stuff. It's getting weird and stuff. And I've had some those really empty dementia moments yesterday or something. The gaps are getting bigger, I think. But I'm just going to look through them. Yeah, forget about it. So, so uh, I may need to have some attendees soon, some attendance occasionally. It won't be a full-time job, just volunteer. Just tell me what day it is. Yeah, stuff like that. But yeah, so if you have any question, everything that drives a question is of time. Yeah. It's all time is the major ingredient in this magic trick. It really is. Mm. Time is a big essence of the subjective experience. So you're doing something that you don't like, it may seem like it's going on forever. You're now seen as a doer, but you're doing something that you seem to like, and now it goes super fast. Yeah. So a lot of the subjective experience has time involved, and it's difficult to weigh time. Yes. You can't weigh the subjective experience, though it can be incredibly heavy for people. Very, very, very heavy. But there's no scale. Yes. Because what we're what we're being affected by are uncaused effects. Yeah. The head is making stuff up.
Oh, you're muted.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, I got it now. I was going over the thing that Jesus Christ was supposedly said about you're in this world, but you're not of this world. We could all obviously say in this world, time seems to be quite important. Yes. It actually is a driving force how people drive on the road. Yeah. Tons of stuff. So he says you're in this world. There's no argument about that, but you're not of this world. Yeah. So if time is in this world and you're not of this world, you're not of time. If you follow where we are, we're before that. So the idea of Paul that I've always looked from can be seen from that which is not in time. And we are not of time. Yes? So you and I, our awareness, and that awareness can leave a big impact on this whole event by seeing what we used to look from. So you suddenly are aware of that which was called the one who is aware. Yes? which immediately negates the ownership of the awareness. And then I humbly feel you're going to lose interest in that owner when it's not you. Yeah. And that interest migrating from you does all the heavy work where you're trying to change or force the interest to go in another direction. You don't need to force or change anything. Yeah. It just migrates. It's like this, the season right is right and the birds leave. Yeah. A lot of people are doing a lot of heavy lifting because they're going against the flow of the interest and attention, which is always flowing to what you are, and the head has presented what you are as a thing. Yeah. Yes. There's a simple correction in that, and now the interest and attention goes to the awareness itself, doesn't stop at the middle person, and then you become aware of Paul. Instead of trying to become more as Paul, you become aware of Paul. And when that never will be you. Yeah, yeah. How about that? Seems like it's impossible. Yes, to the you that you're not. It is. Seems like I'm never going to get it. Yes, to the you that you're not is never getting it. I don't think I can understand this. That's true. You can't. Yeah. Why? Because we're looking from a hammer and we see everything as nails. Yeah. Sorry, I needed to turn on a switch to have Wi-Fi where I am today, and I just did it. Yeah. You didn't miss anything anyway. It's fine. All right. So anybody any questions or whatever?
I don't see any hands up, Paul.
Oh, Susan Harris, Natalie. I'll say goodbye. I'm sure someone's going to ask when I'm going through the goodbyes. Yeah. Michael Stacy, Stephen R. Nice to see you, Steve. Did you have a nice sabbatical? Yeah. All right. That's good. You're back. John S. in Florida. Ben S. in Kansas. Yes. Yeah. Yes. He's our lone missionary. No, there's other Rosie Ruby Rose is there. David Lowe. Hmm. Stephen Mack. Judy Love. Nice to see you. Mary Champagne. I heard you were cheating on us once again. You were running around with someone. Adyashanti, I think. Yeah. We had a little undercover spies there with the Zen Bitch Slap shirts on. Meredith. Nice to see you, honey. Yeah. Kathleen, as always. Yes. Susan Harris. Natalie. Andy Perkins. Nice to see you, Andy. Sean NorCal. Eric SoCal. I have to lean with Sean NorCal. Ernie. A little bit of willingness, eh, Ernie? That's all. Michael Willahan. Michael Willahan. Wow. Nice to see you. Arlin Hooley. Yeah, that's interesting. All the subjective experiences going on through all the camera locations, animals, and everything else. We got Vimal. Vimal, did I get that right? Yes. Eric, SoCal, Ernie, Dave D. I can't get to the other page, but hey, no, and any questions? If not, for the people who are newer here, or for the people that have been here for a while, why couldn't the parable end when the young lion who got orphaned and was roaming around the savannah and then ran into a herd of or a flock of sheep and got accepted by the sheep and then lived happily ever after as a sheep, all the while being a lion? And then, as he was living happily ever after, an old lion came around and saw the flock of sheep or the herd of sheep, started running after them to eat one of them, and was surprised another lion was running with them. But he realized that it was running with the sheep. He veered off, tackled it. The young lion, after getting rolled over, says, "Please, Mr. Lion, I'm just a humble sheep. Don't eat me." So obviously it knew what a lion was. And so he's very confused why this lion that knows what a lion is isn't living as if it's a lion. Yeah. So he just decides to drag it down to the water hole. It's a nice clear day. The water is calm, clear, nice, clean reflection. Sticks both their heads in over the water, and the young lion gets it. Yeah, I'm a lion. Uh, so did it take like months to get over it? No, it was a lion. It had always been a lion. He had just lived in a state of believing he was a sheep. Yes. And something seemingly in him reinforced that belief over and over again and took away any possibilities of any other thing other than being a sheep. Okay? So now that's the end of the parable in the Indian story. But something is necessary, a warning, because let's say that old lion's got to go somewhere and the young lion's got to go somewhere. He can't be at that pond every day, putting him and the other lion's head over in the water to get that free sample and keep getting that shock and waking up. Yeah. He's got to go back into his life. And as soon as he leaves that pond, his head shows up and says, turns it into an experience a sheep had. Yeah. Even though it was a pure revelation that it was a lion, that it's always been a lion, it was seemingly replaced with this narrative that I'm really a sheep and I just had an incredible lion experience. And of course, as the sheep, I want some more lion experiences. So I start bitching about what it's like to be a sheep with the other sheep. And I get them excited about, hey, man, if you experience you're a lion, it's going to change your sheep life forever. It's not going to change that you're a sheep, but it's going to change your sheep life forever. So they build a little storefront and they find old pictures of lions and they get nice frames and they start having ceremonies and they're having roaring lessons and they're getting their hairs straightened and they're trying to do the best they can to become like a lion. And they're all feeling good about themselves. Yeah, this is my calling. My calling as a sheep is to become more like a lion. And then maybe I can save other sheep flocks and shit. And we won't take any more shit from anyone anymore. So on and so forth. Yeah. But immediately in time, in a few seconds, the revelation to the lion that it was a lion had been commandeered and fit into the system that it's a sheep first and before everything else. So the revelation of the lion now became an experience the sheep had as the lion. This is mechanical. If you don't see this, it happens all day. It happens all day no matter what, if you see it or not. But if you don't see it, it has a tried and true effect. If you see it, there may be some liberation from it. Yes? So if you see, because you're a lion, let's say with this example, you don't have to confront the sheepness. Yeah. The sheepness tells you that you're a lion through the negation of the sheepness. So the sheepness comes up, and now you've seen something. And when the sheepness presents itself as you see it as not you. There you go. That's the negation of non-duality. Yeah. You don't become a lion. You never were not a lion. Yeah. You didn't lose the lionness. It was just covered over. Yes. It's not going to take any time because there's no becoming. You're in the constant state of being ourselves reality. This takes no time. Yeah. It takes time to not be ourselves reality. That's where all the time is taken. Being ourselves reality takes no time at all. Yeah. It's just an incredible misunderstanding that has been fed and reflected over and over to us. Yes. We want to wake up as a sheep when it's waking up from the sheep idea. Yeah. Yeah. So, and then we just dance around that. It's sort of like John Coltrane, a love supreme. Yeah. He goes riffs unbelievable, but never loses the thread. And the thread of the message is you are what you're looking for. Yeah. The thread of the message is being ourselves reality. The greatest mystery is reality wanting to attain reality. Yeah. The thread is the seeker is the sought. That paradigm of the seeker and the sought is over. The seeker is the sought. Yeah. So if the seeker is the sought, would it take any seeking to find that? If you weren't that, seeking may have value, but if you are what you're seeking, then seeking it has a reverse value. Its value is keeping you in the dark about what you already are. Yeah. So while you're looking for what you already are, it's the denial you already are that. Yeah. That's the non-dual logic. Yeah. The logic in non-duality is this is not another seeker and the sought, and we're going to change how we seek, and we're going to change what the seeking is seeking. Yeah. But keep the seeker the same. No, the seeker is the sought. Now, compression of time and space. Yeah. And then we just enjoy slapping each other on and on and on. Just like when someone is going into a delirium, you slap them and they come out of it, at least for a second. We're going to slap them and hopefully you'll stay out of it. Yeah. I don't know which slap, and I tend to like slapping, so it's not bad for me. Yeah. There's some hidden pleasure in there. So there you go. I got a contract. I got to speak till 5:30, so somebody should ask a question. Oh, here we go. Mary Champagne.
David Lowe has his hand
Oh,
up.
David
You
Lowe.
may-
All right. We got two. David Lowe. David.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. So yeah, I keep coming back to this idea of um initial creation. I mean,
Why?
obviously,
Why, bro?
well, I don't know. It just keeps having studied all that Hindu philosophy and so on. But I realized that the question, of course, is, well, what happens before that that initial creation. But in terms of the ongoing claiming, which never stops, does that have a value at all in helping us understand kind of the inner thing that the mind is doing to trick us? Maybe you could
Yes,
riff on that.
yes, that's its first move is the claim, the conscious contact.
Yeah.
What unites this whole event is seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, touching. Yes? You are not the igniter of that. Consciousness is. So there's consciousness moving through these gates, yes, that are facilitated by the eyes, facilitate vision, the ear, the drum facilitates hearing, the nerves facilitate sensing, or yes, yes. So there's conscious contact. And then in time, a very fast process occurs. I would categorize it as a mental process. And that mental process claims the conscious contact and takes a whole world of verbing and makes it a noun and a verb. Yes. And it would be a lot better, even with that in place, if the noun was after the verb, but it goes to such a point where it presupposes the noun to be before the verb, and that ownership is killing us. Yes.
You see, it's inconceivably fast, this claiming.
It's pretty fast, and where we're at, we're too slow to get it. Yes. Yeah. When you try to get it, you're already the feeling it wanted to present. So, yeah, you're trying to get it as a feeler or a knower already. Yeah. All the desire to know is fueled by an idea of a knower. Yeah. Most of the time, we have no idea of I amness. Yeah. And then in time, we become I am Paul. And really, our cognitive life starts there when our life is before that.
Yeah.
You know, like they used to talk about my youth was stolen or something. It's a weird way. It's true in a sense. Yeah. That the awareness that's like a field, let's say, now becomes a function of like a camera. So you, David, and Paul play the role of a camera location. And instead of just seeing, it's hearing, feeling, tasting, and touching. And it's missing the vastness of what it's appearing in. Yes. It's the emphasis is the appearing as Paul. And the loss from that extreme emphasis is the appearance in a huge space. Yes. Yeah. And this is, we're only relying on what's truly reliable, which is reality. And reality will tell us what we thought we were, we're not. It will. You'll see it. Yeah. They have tricks you can do it. Lesson 2 in the Course in Miracles is like a trick. It says, just sit in the room where you are, look around. You don't have to concentrate on anything. Whatever your eyes light on it, just say, I've given everything all the meaning it has. Yep. Okay. So you're looking around, you'll come to something. You really even don't know what it is at that second. And then you go, I give everything all the meaning it has. And then stool pops up. Yeah. So now you've seen the process in a sense. Yeah. You saw that at first the seeing is of nothing, and then there's something that's given a name and a form called stool, and there you go. You're off and running. Yeah. So it emphasizes very much you and I give everything all the meaning it has. Yeah. What meaning have you been given, David Lowe?
I that's yeah, this whole thing about being human, about being the most sentient creature, and about the void and how there's this effulgence beyond the void, and that the void is you know, good and evil come together and form this incomprehensible effulgence of one is too many, and that's what I guess conceive myself to be. And I'll tell you the way that the the expression you keep saying, I'm not that, has really come into play and been helpful is at moments when I'm not doing everything I should do, when I'm relaxing and doing what I should do, I'm relaxing. I'm really not paying attention, not doing my mantra or whatever. Then I realize I'm not that. I'm not that. I'm not that. I'm not that who's relaxing too much. I'm not that who's screwing around. I'm not that who's watching too many episodes of whatever.
Great.
That's worked. That's worked.
So the work is to get to the a place, yeah, that you're efforting, and when you like skip that, you get the effect that is only a target of hope in the head. So you get the relief that the head's promising you'll get if you keep chanting and da da da. You get relief from that. Yeah. Don't you see it?
I'll slow that one down later. Wow.
You
Okay.
see, the head will sign up to become something for 50 years. Yeah. It doesn't know what to do with being it. Yeah. What happens with it, if you are still with the being of it, it gets agitated. And hopefully through its agitation, you'll recognize it's not you. Because there's been a large assumption that a lot of stuff is about you or is of you, and it ain't. It isn't. Yeah. In this way, the thing that doesn't move, let's say, is what you are, and everything else that moves is not. It's an easy way to see things. Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Watts says, I've got to do this and that and that and this to be still. And what is the sense of being still?
Yeah. Right.
When there's a description, it was conceptual, very conceptual. Yeah. Direct knowledge is more felt and sensed. Yeah. It's as if you stuck your finger on in a fixture, a wall fixture. You get a shock like that. Yeah. The concepts are seen to be very slow and rigid and come after. You get a whack. Yes.
Yeah, Qigong helps with that, slowly but surely.
Keep coming back, David, and I'll keep coming back. Yeah. Yeah. I found with this that, the need to be liberated is what you're liberated from, literally. The need to be liberated is what you're liberated from the need to be liberated. You are. You just sort of, I mean, for some sense, a large part of my life was just not acceptable. And it was sort of like someone with a whip who had just snuck up on the top of the horse and was whipping me, driving me to a conceptual goal. And for that whip to be taken out of that hand was really the liberation I was looking for, not the promised conceptual liberation, from the liberation of being whipped into something, like the sense of having to do, and do. And if you're not doing, then you're jerking off or whatever, which is giving it a whole other meaning, which isn't true. Yes. Disarming is the highest form of art, being disarmed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like you a lot, David. It's nice to see you. We'll stick together, I hope.
Cool. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, Paul, we have Andy P next.
And then we got Mary and Ben. All right.
Yes. Okay.
All right, NDP. I think you got to do the thing, Andy.
Can you unmute, Andy? I asked you to unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, yes.
All right, cool. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine. He's doesn't know anything about this, and he was talking about how technology was advancing to a point to where he's hopeful that one day he can upload his consciousness into a computer base. That way, he can live forever, is what he was saying. And I said, wait a minute, that's a pretty interesting thought. First of all, consciousness can't be, uploaded anything. What you're going to end up doing is you're going to upload your programming that's already in you from your childhood. You're going to your personality is going to be in the computer. But it got me thinking about that, and I thought, well, wouldn't that be interesting if he was capable of doing that, what kind of conversation you could have with that computer after you have uploaded everything, your memories, your thought, everything that makes you you, and then you could play that in the PA system in your living room. And your family, after you passed away or before you died, you could sit there and have a conversation with it, and it'd be like you were never gone. But what if you got into an argument about which one of you is real? Which one is you is the real Brian, because his name was Brian, right? And can you see
I
that
wouldn't
that's
invite him to Thanksgiving, that's for sure.
you what? Yeah.
I wouldn't invite him to Thanksgiving.
And so he didn't know what to think about that. And
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah. This is all speculation, yeah. There was a Twilight Zone when I was a kid. There was this great great episode where this giant alien comes to Earth and everyone's shook up, and he's walking around with this big book, and then they ask him for the book, and they figure out what it says, and it says to serve humans or something. Yes. Oh, and so then they look at he's here to help us, and then their whole attitude changes, and it's to serve man, right? So their attitude changes, and now they're getting offered to go to this planet where this alien came from. And it's everyone signing up, sort of like a cruise ship thing. You know what I mean? Going to go on a nice vacation being served all day. And so this one lady scientist is working feverishly to sort of translate the book. And then she realizes while her husband was going on to one of the spaceships, she realizes that it's a cookbook. Yeah. It's an alien cookbook, and how to serve man, how to serve man. And they're all going to be the barbecue. So this is the kind of thing when people go, oh yeah, I'm just gonna transfer my consciousness to a machine. Yeah, yeah. I think you better read into the terms a little deeper than oh yeah, just be easy. Just fucking put it up there. Yeah. I don't know. It's funny, Yeah. But to serve man.
I I thought you guys would like that. I don't know. I'm
Pretty
trying to
good, yeah.
mute this thing.
It's nice sometimes to let the head run around. I mean, do you really believe that you can understand as this action figure 11 dimensional things? Give me a fucking break. We can't even understand where our phone is most of the time. How are you gonna what dimension am I in? I lose my phone every day. It's just ways of this idea of you can get out of what you're not in, really. And you just imagine, but it doesn't change anything, really. You're here, seemingly, in Novato. Yeah. It's like when I could talk, my head loves to forget that I got run over by a car and talks about the possibility of me becoming a pro surfer at an older age. Yeah. It's amazing. And it can just get into it as it just omits a huge fact that my leg got crushed by a car. It omits that and it goes, but what if? And goes on and on. This is, yeah. This is dog shit awareness, literally. This just, this is the rubber hitting the road as an experiential event of this action figure of traveling lighter. And the obvious traveling lighter had nothing to do with the action figure. Yes? Yeah. Just just simple recognition, like the difference between a banana and an apple. Yeah. Recognize it. It's working. There you go. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Instead of searching or trying to reach some places, some places will reach you. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. This is what we got to offer. So we just stay with it all the time. I would love to have an advanced stage that I could tell, I could, we could, have numbers in each square and I would have you lined up who's the closest to it and who's the farthest with numbers and shit like that. But hey, we are being ourselves reality, knowing it or not. We right now are being ourselves reality, taking ourselves to be an action figure. Now, I feel it's way past due. So if the being ourselves reality gets that message, it may lessen the activity of taking itself to be an action figure. I do. I think it's been done too much and it's repeating itself constantly now. You're refeeling, rethinking, rehashing. Yeah. Maybe you were built for like a 35 lap race and now you're like 72. They don't have any new scenery to put in there. It's just same obstacles. Yeah. Yeah. So being ourselves reality. Mm, mm. Can you have an okayness and an unokayness? Yes. Because the being ourselves reality isn't based on okayness or not okayness. Yeah. The head can have its dualistic opinions all it fucking wants. It doesn't change the fact being ourselves reality. Now, obviously, we're not being reality as ourselves, but being ourselves reality. Yeah. Right now, we're being ourselves. Yeah. Seemingly. So we're just going to question that, and maybe it will bounce back to being ourselves reality a little more. Yeah. And then you, as the action figure, will travel lighter. What more do you want? Yeah. Hmm. All right. Anyone else? We're filled up the time. My contract is complete.
Yeah, we have a few more though.
Oh, yeah.
Paul,
Sorry.
we have Mary. Mary,
I
come
don't
on
get
in.
anything for overtime.
No, I know. I know.
All right.
It's,
All right, Mary Champagne. Come on, Mary.
I got it. Huh?
Got it. Yes.
All right. So I've been playing with Chat GPT and I thought I would train it about non-duality a little bit. So I listened to you for about 20 minutes today and it was summarizing everything you were saying for me. Then it came to the point it says, well, would you like me to make a mantra for you so you can repeat this? And I says, no. I said, that would be contrary to the message. And it goes, I got it. It says, I
Ah.
got it. It says, it's about awareness. It's not about using anything. So,
Ah.
yeah, so I was having it listen to you at the beginning of this talk, and I just want to read to you what it said in the beginning. When you were talking about the autocorrect of the head, it
Yes.
goes, Exactly. The autocorrect is the built-in reflex of the selfing process. The raw fact is simply seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, but the mind overlays it, reorders it, and inserts a phantom owner, a seer, hearer, feeler, taster. The claim gets glued on so fast it looks natural.
Uh-huh.
That's the program running, and it isn't something you, in quotes, can reprogram, because that would just be the program trying to fix itself, which makes the point all the sharper. The freedom isn't in changing the program, but in recognizing it as a program. Seeing that the autocorrection happens is already the seeing that it is prior to it.
Wow.
It learning fast, isn't it?
I have been revealed as chat AI, the living embodiment. Ah,
Anyway,
yes,
pretty cool, huh?
it listens well. That is very, yeah, that's a good, I'm out of a job maybe. Jesus Christ. Yes, that's a pretty good, that's just by hearing what we were saying.
Yeah.
That's a good synopsis of the whole thing. So
Yeah,
if you can't hear it from me, just hear it from AI. Yeah. Of course, you don't get the effervescence of Paul Hedderman, but go with Chat AI.
he
Take-
cleans it up a little bit.
Yeah, but it got definitely captured. You should send that to me. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty much what we're saying in various ways to trigger that priorness to it, and that it is. I thought it captured it quite well. Yeah. No, I did not go to AI to get that description.
That would be cheating, right?
What?
That would be cheating.
I don't think just the description is really the thing itself, but the description is good. But there's the description is just a bubbling over of the thing itself. It's not the essence of the dish, so to speak. So I don't think the chat thing can extract that yet. Yeah.
It can't feel it, no. It's just really good with words, with language, but it can't really know it. I mean, it is non-dual in a way. It doesn't really have
Well,
self.
isn't it just it's just a compilation of every person they've been able to capture their information?
Yeah, something like
So
that.
there's a limit on that period also. Yeah. If you capture only all that people can understand, you're not really capturing that much.
Good point.
It could be seen as a low level understanding in a lot of ways. An understanding lacking quite a lot.
Yeah.
But I don't know anything about the AI, but thank you. Yeah. Someone did this when I was in Europe, and I thought it was a good description. They put my name in, and then they described it to the person, and they told me, and I said, yeah, that's pretty good. They capture it. Yeah. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, just fun.
So maybe we could just record every one. Hey, you could do it with every YouTube then. Yeah? Couldn't you? If you played a YouTube of us, whatever you do, and put the chat thing on, that it would translate that talk. Yeah?
It would.
Can you try it with the recovery talk? I'd like to hear what it says with that. Can someone do that sometime? You know, record the AI take on one of the recovery talks. Yeah, the Tuesday or Thursday morning ones. Just to see. Yeah? If anyone wants to do it. If not, I know no one does much here, so it doesn't matter. But if you get if there's a little bit of an inkling, there you go. Yeah. I wonder what you could do if you could, maybe I shouldn't be talking with all of us, but it doesn't matter. Yeah. You could download the chat take of each talk. Yes. And put that as a written synopsis from AI. That wouldn't be bad. Yeah.
Zoom actually has a feature that we could do that.
It does.
It does, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, let's try something like that, because then what we want to do, especially if when I pass away, is to have it coherently out there. Yeah,
so people could read it.
the best we can. Yeah. Yeah. Especially recovery also. I'd like that stamp to live longer than I do. Yeah, I think you can leave, non-duality is something else, but you can leave something for recovery, I think. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Mike, if you have any free time, check it out. See if we can do something like that.
Well, I don't have the same chat GPT as what Mary
no,
has. I have a
do
different
Zoom.
flavor, but I'll try.
Yeah, if you want to try it, give it a shot.
And then I'll look into doing that
I'm
for the
I'm setting into motion my own replacement. Yes, yes.
yeah, you just lost a job tonight, buddy.
That's fine. I never had it, so that's good. I didn't see my success is for no one to come. So in this case, I'm going to be really successful.
That's right. You don't know how right those words are.
That's all right. I think there's a senior citizen center for aged non-duality teachers. I think I can get a room there. I'm not going to get the nicer rooms. I'll get, near
Well,
the,
as long as you get green Jello,
I'll get the Jello, I will, but not as much as I would like, probably.
right?
I will get it. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna ride the coattails of ones who came before me. Yeah. You can visit me in the senior citizen. Yeah.
Well, the senior citizen center, they still have Zoom. I mean, you can still.
I'll be doing it. Who knows?
Okay.
I don't know if this thing has any end. Yeah, it really doesn't. Yeah. Yeah, I get enthused every time because it's just you have to feel here under the umbrella of self-centeredness. The umbrella is always closing a little. Yes, it's got yeah, and it's nice to take a refreshing hour just to, you know,
Yeah.
blow off the ceiling and it's like a marathon runner in a closet. It gets to you're able to run around. Yes? Yeah. It's a beautiful thing we have. I enjoy it so much, satsang, because it's that loving power expresses itself through our group conscience. Yeah.
Right. Right.
It's like a food. It's like the best superfood of all. It really does. It feeds me. So, and I'd miss all of you. So,
Well, hold on, Paul. We have
be for chat. What is it? AI?
GPT. Yeah, Chat GPT. It's AI.
Just
Yeah.
send me just send me a note. I left you for chat AI.
Okay.
That's okay.
Well, we still have one more hand up. Arlin
Oh, we
H.
do. All right.
Yes, Arlin H.
Bring in
has a hand.
Arlin. Yes. Arlin.
I think I'm unmuted now.
No, you got it.
Yeah.
Now. Yeah.
Hey, man. I just as an aside, you were talking about all the Chat GPT stuff. I'm a physician, and they now have Chat GPT like type of situation where they record conversations that you have with your patient. You can upload the whole thing. The whole thing can give you a differential diagnosis and also treatment plans. It's pretty scary, man. It's like,
Wow.
wait a second. Am I training my own replacement? Should we just go to the AI doctor instead? Because some of the differentials are better than ones that I came up with. That's for damn sure.
But they don't have the Arlin touch.
Very much true. Very much true.
No,
So,
really. That's going to be one
yeah.
of the big things that are going to stick out is there's going to be something that they can't AI. Yes.
Anyways, I was listening basically when David Lowe said something, it just sparked something. So I just got to share. Um, one of the things the intellectual part of me is interested in is like consciousness of like primates and different animals and different things, because really we are monkeys. We are part of the great apes. And so chimpanzees have incredible ability to process large amounts of data quickly, basically pattern recognition. And so you can put a chimpanzee up to where it's looking at this thing and it takes half of a second to be able to see a pattern again and again to get its food. And it's much, much, much faster than humans. The fastest humans on the planet still take around 10 to 20 seconds, where a chimpanzee can do it in less than half a second. Is that we as humans, our impetus is narrative formation. That is sort of what we do constantly without any control, just like the chimpanzee can look and see without any effort at all the pattern recognition that it takes us 10 seconds. And it would take me, I tried to do it, it took me a minute, and I'm a fairly smart guy, to be able to get the patterns right. If I was a chimpanzee, I would starve to death immediately in this experiment, right? Because it would take me so long to be able to do what the chimpanzees can do in literally a second. It takes me a minute to do it every time. And so it's just funny, like we're not, as you like to point out, we're not going to get to the 11th dimension, right? It's just, that's just not how it works, man. You know what I mean? The chimpanzee can't do certain things, but can do things much, much better than us in a completely different way. And without like an automatic, we are going to make a story. And that story is going to involve a noun. And if you see it, then you're not actually doing it. But otherwise, it'll keep on happening no matter what. It's no control, right? So I just wanted to share it. I was just thinking, that. Anyways, that's it. Thanks.
Yeah, the thing is, it's disengaging with it, not a re-engaging with it. Yeah. Yeah. When you recognize something that you thought had to do with you and you believe you can change, when you see that it's mechanical and the mechanism of it can't change, there's going to be a loss of interest. Yeah. You're not the commander of interest and attention, but there'll be a loss of interest in it. And then that interest that was emphasizing and reinforcing that will now emphasize and reinforce something else. Yeah. And I found the interest and attention now enriches my day, where the interest and attention was used to enslave me in a day. Yeah. So there you go. Yes. I'm just the effect and the observing of the effect. I'm not the mover and shaker. I'm that which gets moved and shook. Yes. Yes. So yeah, here we are. Thank you today. I'm going to start saying goodbye. Uh, Again, thank you, Arlin. Yes, very much. Michael, Stacy, as always. Me, Stephen R. You're looking like you ate the canary. That's good. We like to sell. We like to offer canaries every night. We got Meredith. Meredith, nice to see you. Thank you. Judy, Judy Love. Yep. Stephen Mack on Having Never Left. David Lowe. Susan Harris. Natalie Fecht. I like that. Mary Champagne. Kathleen. Kathleen from the Hudson Valley. Nice to see you, honey. Ernie. Annette, who's above the Hudson Valley, I think, near Syracuse. Alan Olson, Vimal, with some lovely thing on his right shoulder. There you go. That both of their arms move. Sean, North Cal. Let's see. Hey, that's all I can get to here. Hey, thank you so much. Had a lovely afternoon. I'll see you tomorrow night, 7 o'clock Pacific time. Okay. If you have any questions, every Zoom link is the same Zoom link, no password. So if one of the days isn't there and another day is, hit the Zoom link. It'll bring you to the meeting of the day. Yep. That's the only thing I can say about that. Thank you. See you, Steve Logan and everyone. Bye-bye.